Happy Tuesday! My name is Alan.
My name's Nick.
And welcome into the dungeon.
This week we're picking up right where we left off, the heat of the battle. Shrew Shrubberies had just managed to breach through the stone circle, and much to their surprise, that rumble that they had heard within the tunnel was in fact Xanth and a couple of centaurs coming to their potential aid. We're not going to waste any time, and we're going to get rolling. The last episode had ended with Shrew casting a moonbeam on the wearier looking anchorite. So he's going to start off his turn with a dexterity saving throw. We're starting off strong. That was a natural 19. You want to roll for damage?
Alright, that's 2d10. I need to roll. That's 10 for a total of 5 damage.
Having taken that damage from the moonbeam, this orc reaches into his pouch, pulls out a bottle of red liquid, and he starts gulping it down.
Roll low, please. That could have been mine if I had killed him.
Could have, but it's not going to be. He's rolled for a total of 13 hit points. 4d4 plus 4. He's going to use his movement to move away from Fabian, so Fabian will have an attack of opportunity on him.
Let's go, Fabian. 20.
Yeah, that will hit.
Yeah, we start strong, and by strong I mean strong for me, which is the opposite. I start like shit, and I roll a 1 for damage, so a total of 5 damage.
Alright.
It's not alright.
So this anchorite has now moved away from Fabian and is behind the altar. He raises his fingers up, points at Fabian, and lets go with a crackle of electricity as a lightning bolt strikes him. I need Fabian to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Total of 8.
That fails. Could have been worse. That's a total of 20 lightning damage.
Oof.
As it strikes Fabian straight in the chest. Fabian is looking rather worse for wear.
Ooh.
As he drops to a knee.
Ooh.
His legs shaking. He's breathing heavily. He's got 2 hit points left.
Oh!
And when the anchorites turn over, it's over to Murkob, who's about halfway up the ladder.
How much movement would Murkob use up to get out of the ladder?
It's going to take him 15 feet to get out.
Okay, so he's going to do that for now, get out.
Okay. And where's he going from here?
Seeing that Fenna and Shrew are hiding behind these standing stones, he's going to follow suit and stand behind the one Shrew is currently occupying.
Alright, he's doing anything with his action.
He wants to just drop the great axe, take a javelin out, and aim to one of the orcs that is near the altar. The one holding down Sister Garaelle.
Alright, he's going to do that as he makes his way to the standing stone then.
If he cannot, sidestep and do it, before he actually takes cover behind the standing stone, he'd let off a javelin.
Alright, as a javelin's a one-handed weapon, I'll say he doesn't have to drop his battle axe.
Good.
He can hold it in one hand, grab a javelin, he's going to let loose. Roll to attack.
11 to hit.
That does not hit.
Unsurprising.
So his javelin bounces off the edge of the altar, splintering as it does.
That's his turn.
It's then over to the other anchorite, Flux. You see him reach into his leather armor, and he pulls out this strange, doll-like effigy, which he then snaps in half. And you hear in this rumbling in earth, and these huge insectoid creatures burst through the earth. You fought these before. These are the Ankegs.
Oh no. And where are they exactly?
One has burst through the ground, a mere 15 feet away from Fenna.
Oh shit. How convenient.
And another 10 feet away from Murkob and Shrew.
Oh wow.
This anchorite is then going to use his movement to move further away from Fabian. He's now behind the altar as well. With that, it's over to Fabian.
Fabian is going to take out a similar item to the one the orc just did. The reddish liquid. And he's going to drink it up.
Is he using his action or is he using his bonus?
He's going to use his action. I can't risk rolling low for this, because this one is a potion of superior healing. 8d4 plus 8.
Ooh.
So hopefully he's up to almost full life.
So with that potion, Fabian has just regained 40 hit points.
Oh yeah.
And he's almost back at full health.
Oh yeah.
That means he's only taken 5 points of damage so far.
Right. A quick reminder, if you take a potion in our campaign, homebrew rule, as an action, you don't roll for it. If it's a bonus, you do roll for it.
Yeah, it's meant to simulate the care of drinking through the bottle. And if we've ruled that if you use your bonus, perhaps you're dripping and it's going all over the place rather than directly into your mouth.
Yeah, you're gulping it in a rush rather than taking your time to drink it using the whole action. Fabian is going to retreat for a moment and it's going to stand behind one of those standing stones, trying to take cover from the orcs.
Is he taking cover behind the stone to his left or his right?
The one to his left.
As he takes cover behind that stone, you can see that 120 feet away, there are 3 centaurs charging towards the stone circle.
Alright, the cavalry has arrived.
Give me a perception check for Fabian.
5 total.
As he's taking cover and wary from that big hit he just took, that's all he can see at the moment.
You're telling me he wouldn't be able to see a gigantic boar?
Well, the boar hasn't arrived yet. Or has he?
Damn.
So then it's over to the 3 orcs that are holding down this woman on the altar. They're going to ready their javelins. They can't quite see any of their assailants, so they're standing to attention, ready to let loose at anybody that they see. So then over to Fenna.
Fenna is going to break her cover a bit to try and cast Sacred Flame on the worst looking anchorite.
Alright, he's going to roll a dexterity saving throw. I'm sorry to say that's another natural 19.
Damn it. So yeah, that just fizzles out, it doesn't work. Fenna, seeing that insectoid has just burst through the earth behind her, is going to run towards where Fabian is and take cover behind that standing stone.
Sven is hiding behind this stone. She's hearing the sound of galloping, and she can see those 3 centaurs charging towards the hill. Give me a perception check for Fenna.
13 total.
She can't quite get a good look as these centaurs are charging through the woods. As I said before, they're about 120 feet away, but she catches a glimpse of what appears to be a human on a horse, lagging about 10 feet behind them. It's over to the centaurs. You see Xanth and his 2 companions closing the distance on this hill. They're now just 30 feet away.
Come on, arrive already. Dash! Dash, damn it.
With that then, it's to the top of the round and over to Shrew.
Shrew is going to move his Moonbeam on top of the worst looking anchorite again, the one that's looking more damaged. And he's then going to run to the standing stone to his right, which is further away from the insect, and try and use it as cover.
Cover from the Yankegs or cover from the orcs?
No, from the orcs.
Alrighty, it's over to Narux then. But before Narux takes his turn, thank you Al for being a good sport and for reminding me that the orcs had held their action. So as Fenna runs across, because they were all holding their action for the first enemy that they saw, they're all going to take a shot with their javelins at Fenna as she dashes across. 9 to hit.
That misses.
And then 2 14s.
Those just hit.
That's a total of 5 damage from each javelin, for a total of 10.
Damn.
Fenna's up to 16 points of damage taken. She's still got just over half her health. So then back to Narux, who's going to take a Constitution saving throw from that Moonbeam. It's a total of 13.
Doesn't make it. It's 14.
Here come the 2 1s.
Yeah, for sure. Here we go, come on. 2 10s. Not bad. 2 6s, so 12 total damage.
He shrieks out in pain, clutches his chest. He's breathing heavily, but he's just still standing.
Not heavily enough.
So he's going to use his movement to get out of the Moonbeam. And similarly, he reaches into his chest, pulls out this small effigy, rips it, tears it in half.
Damn.
You hear the earth shifting again as these 2 large insectoids burst through the earth. One just 10 feet away from Fenna and Fabian. But you see that as it's popped out, it's turned its attention to the 3 centaurs. And another one behind the orcs and anchorites.
Good.
So it's Murkub.
Murkub, again, is going to shimmy over and try and fire the last of his javelins at the anchorite, which I forgot his name.
The one that's more hurt?
Yeah, the one just taking the full brunt of our force.
Narux.
Narux. He's going to try and kill off Narux.
Alright, roll to hit.
16 to hit.
It hits.
Oof. I think that 11 is the highest I've rolled tonight.
That's a d6 plus 3.
Total of 6 damage.
The javelin strikes him straight in the chest. He's gurgling blood, down on a knee. He's shaking and trembling.
But he's not down, is he? Damn it.
He's on his last legs. It's over to Flux, who's just seen this javelin, and he's seeing his colleague, rather worse for wear. You see him raise his gauntlet with those tusks at the end of them, like the ones that Shrew is wearing. He grabs Nadox's shoulder, spins him round, plunges his gauntlet into his chest.
Oh, what are you doing?
You see this thunder erupt from his arm as he then throws him onto the altar.
Why? What is this madness?
As Nadox hits the altar, and his blood falls all over the poor woman, seeping onto the stone.
No.
This bolt of lightning strikes the altar again.
Oh my.
You hear the shriek from the woman. With that, it's over to Fabian.
Okay. Fabian is gonna get out from behind the standing stone and run towards Sister Garaelle.
Is he dashing or is he using...
He's using his normal movement for now.
He just makes the altar.
Okay, so how would this work? If I want to grab her, is that my action? Just grabbing her?
You can try and grapple her, but she's being held down by 3 orcs.
Yeah, if I want to wrestle her off them.
Alright, then give me an athletics check with disadvantage.
Come on, Fabian. I rolled poorly without disadvantage, so guess what's gonna happen?
I rolled 2 nat 20s.
Yeah, 6 and a 2. So yeah, 2 plus 3, that's 5 total.
They didn't roll much higher. Total of an 8 and a 9. Just enough to hold on to her. Is Fabian using any bonus actions?
No, he doesn't have any. What he is gonna do is crouch down behind the altar.
I'll give him some partial cover. With that, it's actually over to the 3 orcs now. One of them is going to let go of Sister Garaelle and make its way round the altar, grabbing his battle axe from his back as he's doing so. It's a 12 to hit.
That misses.
The other 2 are just going to remain there holding her down. She's also being pinned down by this anchorite that's fallen on top of her. It's over to Fenna.
Fenna is going to move momentarily out from behind the standing stone, just peeking out, and try again with a Sacred Flame on the last remaining anchorite.
Alright, dexterity saving throw. That's a 13 plus 1, 14.
Saves.
Is Fenna doing anything else?
She's staying there.
Then over to these first ankegs that burst through the ground. It starts to open its mouth wide as it faces Murkob. This acidic smell fills the air. I'm going to need Murkob to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Total of 8.
He's failed as his acid comes forth from this creature's mouth, covering him in it. That's a total of 15 points of damage as Murkob lets out a cry and collapses to the floor.
No, Murkob, get up. It's not the time to rest.
It then moves away from Murkob and towards the direction the centaurs are charging in. So over to the other Ankeg, the one that had popped up where Fenna was initially hiding behind the stones. It's now right next to Fenna, but it turns its attention to the centaurs, and again he opens his mouth wide. Fenna can smell the stench of this acid as it lets loose its acidic spray. The centaur's going to need to take a dexterity saving throw, which it just fails, for a total of 15 acid damage. Incidentally, it's now the turn of the centaurs. Each one of the 3 centaurs is going to engage in battle with a separate Ankeg, charging with their glaives. The one that just got hit by that Ankeg's acid spray, going to charge it down. Both of his attacks missing this giant creature.
Oh sure, now you miss. Now you roll low.
Zanf is now charging at the other Ankeg, the one that's in front of Fenna. Similarly with his glaive, he's going to try and take 2 attacks at this creature. That's better, that's a natural 20. And his second attack misses.
I'll take that. Natural 20.
For a total of 20 slashing damage on that Ankeg.
Zanth, where have you been all my life?
As he hits him, you hear him shout again, "For the words!" The third of these centaurs charges down the Ankeg that appeared behind the altar and behind the stone circle. Only one of his attacks hits, for a total of 9 damage. Charging up about 30 feet behind Zanf, you catch the unmistakable sight of an old friend riding a horse.
Who is he?
You see the falcon
Oh,
coming to join the fray.
beautiful boy. Finally, he was alive. Not even doing well, I see. Falcon to the rescue again. Perhaps
Or will it be his demise?
Will he be a pigeon?
With that, it's over to Shrew.
Does Shrew see the falcon?
If he pops his head from behind the stone, he will.
Yeah, he's popped his head to see what he's gonna do. And he sees the falcon in full galloping glory.
Yeah, he does.
His spirits are lifted. And he's emboldened. He doesn't want to seem to be hiding when the falcon has come.
He doesn't want to be cowering in a corner again.
No, he doesn't want to be the pigeon. So he rushes up into the fray of battle. Squishy old Shrew. And gets right next to that anchorite. And I want to cast Thunder Whip.
Okay, you just managed to hit the anchorite and one of the orcs, narrowly missing the altar.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to avoid hitting Sister Garaelle. They need to take a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, the red will be the anchorite and the green dice will be the orc. The orc has rolled a 17 plus 3, 20, saves.
Yeah.
And the anchorite has rolled a 13 plus 2, 15.
Yeah, saves.
Still half damage though, yeah?
Yeah, but the main effect I was going for was the 10 feet pushback, which isn't going to happen now. It's 2d8 damage.
Halved, yeah?
Yeah. That's 9 halved to 4. 4 damage each, and now I'm exposed. What a piece of shit.
That's the first damage Flux has taken. You see him turn his attention towards you and start chuckling. Is Shrew doing anything else?
I've only had a wild shape, so no, that's my turn.
It's then over to Flux, who's turned to see Shrew. He pulls his gauntlet up. He's going to strike down with Shrew. It's the first natural one of the night.
Oh, good.
As he tries to stab Shrew with this gauntlet, one of the claws gets caught in his hair. And I'm going to say that his second attack will be with disadvantage.
Bad hair day.
So with disadvantage, that is a 14 to hit.
With disadvantage, he hits.
Seriously. So Shrew takes a total of 7 piercing damage. And then he feels this thunderous wave emanate through his body for a total of 8 thunder damage on a d8.
Damn.
And he's pushed 5 feet back.
Well, that helps me at least. Can get the hell out of there without taking an attack of opportunity.
Okay, as Shrew's been hit, he needs to take a concentration saving throw to see whether his moonbeam stays up.
It's with advantage, because I have that warcaster feat. Here we go. Natural 20 and a 3. So
nice.
I save, but unfortunately that natural 20 is just a save. So yeah, I don't lose my concentration. Keep up my moonbeam.
That's the end of Flux's turn. But I just remembered poor old Murkob lying on the earth. I need him to take a death saving throw.
6.
Ooh, poor Murkob. It's over to Favian.
Fabian is again gonna try and snatch Sister Garaelle out of the orcs' hands to try and take her to safety.
Okay, roll for athletics with disadvantage.
Total of 9.
Total of 8.
One of them?
Yeah.
And the other?
I just rolled with advantage because there was 2 of them.
Oh, so...
He manages to pull her through.
Ooh, beautiful boy. So he can move with her now?
He can move with her, but it's difficult terrain. And one of the orcs will have an attack of opportunity on him.
Yeah, he's going to take those chances. He's going to run as he glances quickly around him. Would he see Murkob or probably have heard him scream?
He would have heard him scream.
Then taking a few quick glances, he's going to run towards where he last heard Murkob scream.
He just reaches where Murkob's lying on the ground. And as he does, the orc takes a swipe at him with his battle axe. That's a natural 20. I'm going to punish the red boy. Red dice has been punished.
Hopefully you don't kill him. I don't think you can. He had full health.
Yeah, no, I would be extremely surprised. It's a total of 9 slashing damage on Fabian.
Okay.
Is he putting Sister Garaelle down on the ground next to Murkob, or is he holding on to her?
As a quick check, does she seem to be breathing?
She is breathing.
He's going to gently put her down on the ground behind the standing stone.
As he does, he can see that she's a young elf with long, platinum blonde hair, piercing blue eyes, the whites of which are red. She seems to have a slender frame. She looks exhausted, fearful, and dirty, with tears streaming down her eyes.
She's not having a good time.
That she is not, although it's got a little bit better.
We'll see.
It's over then to the 3 orcs. The one that just hit Fabian, gonna give chase and follow him. One of them is gonna run up to Shrew.
Arr!
The third is just gonna stand there looking confused as he looks to the anchorite for his orders. The one chasing Fabian down is gonna hit him with his battle axe, or rather, try to hit him with his battle axe. I do not think he's made it. It's a total of 15.
Yeah, hits.
It's a total of 9 slashing damage on Fabian. Fabian's now taken 24 hit points of damage. It's about half, just over half damage. The one that's run up to Shrew, likewise with his battle axe, has rolled a 16
Whoa, that hits.
plus 5, so that hits. His battle axe does a total of 10 slashing damage, which he feels.
Yeah, Shrew feels and is coughing up some blood as he falters and falls momentarily to the ground. Fenna, I need some assistance. Sorry, that's out of turn, but...
It's alright, I'll allow it. And on that note, it is actually over to Fenna. Things are looking hairy.
Fenna also, having heard certain screams, I imagine she's keeping an eye on the action from behind the standing stone. Hearing the screams and now hearing Shrew, is going to turn around on the right side of the standing stone and get as close to her allies as she can.
She manages to go around this stone, make her way in between two of these standing stones. She's now entered the difficult terrain left by Shrew's erupting of spell.
She's going to quickly, hastily search through her bag as she slings it over her shoulder and pull out a scroll.
What scroll is she pulling out?
Oh, the Neil special. Thank you, Neil, for donating this item. It's the scroll of prayer of healing.
So this scroll will allow you to heal up to 6 creatures of your choice that you can see within range, that range being 30 feet, and that will be 2d8 plus Fenna's spellcasting ability modifier, which is 3, for them to regain their hit points. Now I'll just explain that as a normal spell, this would have a casting time of 10 minutes, but because it's an item that we sell on our Buy Me a Coffee store, and an opportunity for you to influence the story we tell, as Neil has so kindly done, the scroll's casting time is instantaneous.
Yeah, we've buffed it up a bit, also considering it's just one hero.
Yeah.
And we need all the help we can get.
A reminder that we only use the homebrewed rule for potions, for max healing, if you use an action and not for spells, so that it represents how well the caster is able to cast her magic and pull from the weave.
I hope she pulls well from the weave. Here we go. Total of 11 healing.
And I guess you're targeting Shrew, Fabian, Sister Garaelle, and Murkob.
And herself if she can.
Yes, she can reach, or rather she's got enough creatures to include herself. That takes her up to 5 of the 6.
Oh, in that case, if there's one more available, does she reach the centaur? The one that was damaged by the Ankeg?
She just does.
Alright, then he's getting some healing too. Max use of the spell. So Shrew is back up to 14 HP. Not great, but could be a lifesaver.
I take it that's the end of Fenna's turn.
As the spell she cast wasn't technically her spell, it was a scroll, she's gonna use Shield of Faith.
Ooh, new spell time. What does that do?
I think I've used it before, but it basically increases the AC of a creature you target by 2. It has a 60-foot range, so she's gonna target Shrew and increase his AC. It's a level 1 spell.
Nice. So the shimmering aura then surrounds Shrew with golden light.
Yeah, my AC is now 16.
Not too shabby for a halfling. It's then over to the Yankegs. I'm going to roll to see whether their ability recharges. The first one does not.
That's great news. The Ankeg chokes.
That first Ankeg, the one that downed Moesco, has moved on to join his kin in melee combat. It's targeting that centaur that Fenna had healed. Another natural 1.
Alright,
He does not hit.
let's go.
It's now over to the Ankeg,
Tables are turning. Come on, we got this.
the one that was engaged with that said centaur. His ability has recharged, so the centaur is going to need to take a dexterity saving throw, which it fails.
Damn you.
So that's 3d6 acid damage. So that's 8 acid damage on that centaur. It's now over to the centaur, engaged with Xanth. His ability has not recharged, so he's going to try and bite him. And he's missed.
Come on, Xanth.
Going now to the Ankeg and the centaur behind the altar and the standing stones. This one's going to use his acid spray. It opens its mouth wide. The centaur can smell the stench of acid coming from its mouth. This centaur has failed its dexterity saving throw. Ooh, 17 acid damage.
Ooh.
With that, it's over to the centaurs who are going to return their attacks. Going to the one that's being attacked by 2 Ankegs first. One of his 2 attacks hit, dealing him a total of 8 slashing damage. It's over to Xanth. Again, only one of his attacks hits. That's a total of 7 slashing damage.
Not bad.
That Ankeg that Xanth has just slashed looks pretty hurt, and now behind the stone circle. And again, only one of the attacks hits, for a total of 12 slashing damage. Bursting through the trees now comes good old Falcon on his horse.
Alright, come on, Falcon. Sure, you've been training all this time. We haven't been seeing him.
He's going to use his longsword to make 2 attacks.
Let's go, Falcon. Falcon, 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 Falcon.
He's hit with both.
Alright, MVP, the return of the Falcon.
As he slashes down with his right arm, slicing one of the Yankeg's arms off, and then follows, swinging his sword back the other way, cutting its head clean off.
Oh, Falcon, you do him dirty. I love you. Oh yeah, Falcon. Now things are looking good.
They're certainly looking better.
Alright, Falcon.
That takes us now all the way to the top of the round, and Shrew,
is gonna pick himself up just for
theatrical purposes.
theatrical purpose. He wasn't prone or anything, but he was faltering. He's gonna pick himself up. He's gonna slightly bend his knees and put both fists up and shout and do another thunder wave.
So from where Shrew is, you can only hit that orc that's engaged with you.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm hoping I hit, he doesn't save, and that he's pushed back.
Come on, give me that song for good luck.
Constitution time. Constitution time.
That's a total of 13.
Alright, it doesn't save, so 2d8 damage, and more importantly, it's pushed 10 feet away. Ooh, not bad. 14 points of damage.
This orc screams out in pain as it's pushed back 10 feet, momentarily down on his hands and knees, trembling, blood gushing forth from his mouth. He's looking rather worse for wear.
Shrew is gonna get the momentum and carry on running.
In which direction?
Towards the standing stone that he came from a few turns back, and he's gonna try and use that as cover again.
Alrighty then. So to Murkob, who's lying down on the earth, his eyes opened, he's breathing again. He's almost back to full health.
Murkov is shaken, clearly, but as he composes himself, he looks around and sees that one of his kin, an orc, is trying to kill Fabian or attack him. So he's going to move towards him and try and attack it. 18 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Impressive, Morkub. Max damage 12 plus 3, 15 total.
With a ferocious rage, he cuts the arm that's holding the battle axe clean off as his orc collapses into a bloody heap.
Alright, one hit kill.
Murkob's not doing too bad.
No, and now he can get back behind cover, and he won't take an attack of opportunity, because the guy is dead.
Yeah, quite a big hit. Then over to Flux. He looks down at this orc that's spitting blood on the floor, shakes his head. He raises his fist up, plunges his gauntlet into his chest, and throws him on the altar.
Stop throwing bloodied orcs on the altar. You're gonna summon something.
The blood starts hitting and spilling all over this altar. And again you hear this almighty boom. You see this lightning strike the altar again. You see now that the standing stones are starting to glow with blue electricity.
That can't be good.
Wisps of electrical energy flickering off them.
Gorthoc is coming.
It's now over to Fabian.
Fabian is gonna peek out from behind the standing stone, and he's gonna say,
Have a taste of your own medicine.
and he's gonna do the finger gun and aim at the anchorite. For all he knows, he has some power left in it.
This magical energy starts crackling at his fingertips. He takes aim at Flux. Flux is going to have to take a dexterity saving throw. That's a 16 plus.
Damn you. Oh, he saves. I don't know what spell save DC Fabian has, but I'm pretty sure it's not higher than Shrew's or Fenner's.
No, he's saved.
So is that half damage or no damage?
That's half damage. That's 8d6 halved. And that's the last remaining magical spell that Fabian has.
He's going to be heartbroken.
The little sparks that have been in his eyes all this time disappear.
It's unfortunate that it's half damage, but let's see. Hopefully I roll high anyway. See a lot of ones. 3 ones. Total of 23 damage, halved to 11.
Not too shabby, Fabian. You see this anchorite turn to face Fabian as he pops back behind the stone circle. Look of confusion on his face. There's one remaining orc. He's going to charge down towards Fenna, raising his great axe above his head. That's 17 plus, which hits.
Whoa! Yeah, it hits.
That's a d12.
Nasty.
That's 7 slashing damage on Fenna.
Poor Fenna.
Fenna's now taken 12 points of damage total. By that I mean total in the battle, not total from this attack. And incidentally, it's back over to Fenna.
Fenna acts unfazed by the orc that's just attacked her. Sets her sights on the anchorite and wants to cast Guiding Bolt as a level 2.
Okay, roll to hit then.
Come on, Fenna, you can do this. Fenna, you beautiful baby. 23 to hit.
Yeah, that most certainly hits.
Yeah, that's 5d6. Come on, I don't want to see a single one this time. Come on. Oh, Fenna, do good.
The suspense.
That's a 6, a 4, a 5, a 3, and a 5. So a total of 23 damage. Not halved.
Fenna MVP. This anchorite shouts out in pain, now turning his attention towards Fenna. It's now over to the Yankigs. We're going to go in the same order. The two that are engaged with the first centaur. Going to roll to see if their abilities have recharged. Neither of them have.
Yes.
But both hit with their attacks.
Okay.
And actually, because the first attack hit, that centaur is grappled, which means that the second Ankig actually has advantage on his attack, which is actually worse than the first roll. That's 2d6 plus 1d6 of acid damage.
How are the centaurs looking?
Xanth is unscathed. The centaur that's just been hit, I will give you an update after this attack. And the one that's fighting behind the stone circle has taken 17 HP of damage. He's looking not too bad, but not too great. So this first centaur has now taken 24 points of damage. And the second Ankig's attack deals an additional 12 points of damage. This centaur is looking rather worse for wear.
Oh no, poor horsey.
Now over to the Ankig behind the stone circle fighting with that centaur. His ability is not recharged.
Yes.
That's another natural one.
Yes.
I don't think today you've got any right in complaining about dice rolls. I'm going to have to bring Red Boy out of punishment.
One day I'm going to find Red Boy. And I'm going to kidnap him. And I'm going to throw him in the sea.
So yeah, he's completely missed. It's now over to the centaurs. Starting with that one that's looking rather worse for wear. He's going to use his 2 attacks. Oh, and he seems rather shaken as both of them miss.
Damn.
It's now over to Xanth. So Xanth rushes to his ally's side to help him take on these Ankigs. With his glaive in hand, he's going to take 2 swipes at the one closest to him. You couldn't write this shit up. You cannot complain. Well, although you can complain because now it's against you. But that's 2 natural ones. 2 attacks, 2 natural ones.
Santh, come on. I think I know what's happening. Santh has seen Falcon approach, and he quite clearly has outstaged him.
He's feeling off his game now.
He's feeling off his game, and he has a bit of like a fanboyism kicking in, so he's getting a bit nervous, I think.
On that note, it is actually over to Falcon.
There we go, the real MVP. Let's do it, Falcon.
He's going to go charge at the Ankig that's fighting the centaur behind the stone circle. He's going to take 2 slashes with his longsword. Only one of them hits.
It's okay. They're not all going to hit.
1d8. Oh, he's rolled an 8 on a d8.
Of course he has. That's why he's the MVP. Falcon!
That's 11 damage on this Ankig.
Nice.
This Ankig's legs start to give way slowly as he tries to compose himself. He's still standing, but looking rather weak.
I'm still standing, looking like a piece of shit.
It's over to Shrew, but I'm going to ask Fenna to give me a concentration check for taking that hit on her Shield of Faith.
It was nearly a 17 and kind of rolled by itself backwards and turned into a 3.
Oh no, so Shrew has lost his +2 AC.
Yeah, unfortunately. Okay, so it's Shrew's turn.
That it is.
Shrew is sweating profusely. He's unsure. Are they going to make it alive? Or is this the end of Shrew's shrubberies? And all the good folk he's met on the way, Santh, Falcon, momentarily reaches for his neck. And a flashback of that fateful day at the cave comes to him. where he lost Don John, but he killed that rat queen, Celine. He pauses for a single moment, but then decides it's now or never. So he plucks 2 beads off his necklace.
Where's he throwing them?
I lean to one side, out from behind the standing stone. I survey the battlefield for a moment and try to estimate where I could throw the beads at a point where I would only catch the anchorite.
Keeping your allies safe, yeah?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can manage to do that. So that would be 9d6 with your 2 beads.
He needs to save something, right?
Yeah, he needs to take a dexterity saving throw.
Come on, roll low.
A
Roll
DC
low.
15.
Roll low, roll low.
Gonna bring out Red Boy.
No.
Red Boy. Oh, Red Boy. It's a total of 14. He just fails.
Oh, beautiful. And that's 9d6, you said?
9d6. Remember to take 2 balls off your necklace. I believe now that means you use 5.
I only have 2 left.
You're gonna need them in this battle.
Got 2 balls for that dragon. Come on, no ones like Fenna. 4 ones.
So nearly half of them.
That's 23 total damage.
23. You hear him shriek out in pain as this sphere of flames engulfs him. And as the smoke starts to wave away, you see his hair smouldering. Part of his skin now burnt off. You see him grimacing. He looks rather hurt, but he's still standing.
Damn it. If some of those ones would have been 6s, he might be down.
Could have been a different story. It's now out to Murkob.
Murkob is gonna run enraged towards the anchorite, using his orcish aggression to get there if need be.
He does.
And with full force, he's gonna strike down on the anchorite.
Roll to hit.
That's 19 plus 5.
That certainly hits.
24. That's a total of 11 damage.
He feels the full brunt of that axe dig into his arms. He's looking seriously hurt. His eyes widen, his mouth grimacing. It's now over to Flux. He raises his hands, starts gesticulating wildly. You begin to hear him shouting in Orcish. One word you do recognize though. He shouts out, Gorthoc.
Oh shit.
Murkob understands this as,
Gorthoc, hear my call. I summon you, primal spirit of the storm. Come forth and wreak havoc upon our enemies.
and this bolt of lightning slams into the altar.
Oh shit.
You see the stones start to glow again. The clouds above get darker. The light rain starts to fall. You start to hear the wind howling through the stone circle. You see Flux's eyes widening. The sparks of lightning draw from the edges of the standing stones, each one striking the altar at the center. You all see this flash of lightning and hear a deafening roar as a dark shape starts to form amongst an eerie mist. You see that it grows larger and larger as its massive form starts to shake the ground ferociously. I'm going to need Shrew, Murkob, Fenna and Fabian to take a dexterity saving throw. I'll take one for Falcon.
Oh shit.
That was the 10th strike of lightning on the altar.
Shrew rolls 8. He's fucked.
Shrew feels his feet give way as the earth shakes and he falls flat on his back, prone.
Oh, is that it?
For now.
For Murkob it's a 13.
Murkob also feels the floor beneath him give way as he falls prone at the feet of this anchorite.
Fabian a total of 17.
Fabian manages to hold onto the standing stone, keeping his feet.
And Fenna 6.
Fenna also feels the ground give way beneath her as she falls prone. Falcon manages to keep his footing as he looks over his shoulder, confused at what's happening. You begin to hear these cracks form on the standing stones as one by one they begin to fall away from the center of the stone circle. You hear the crashing of trees around you as several collapse from the blast. I'm going to need Fabian and Shrew to take a dexterity saving throw again. Shrew this time with disadvantage as he's lying prone.
Okay, first for Shrew with disadvantage. It's a natural 20 and a 7 plus 2, 9.
Oh dear. And what about Fabian?
15 total.
So as these stones start collapsing one by one outwards from the center of the stone circle, Fabian manages to jump to the side as it comes crashing beside him, but the one that Shrew had been taking cover behind falls directly on top of him. Actually, I'm going to need you to take a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage for Sister Garaelle as well.
15 for Sister Garaelle.
Despite being bound, Sister Garaelle just manages to wriggle out as a stone comes tumbling down towards him. Shrew, however, having taken cover behind the stone and lying prone, feels the full brunt of the stone collapse on top of him. He takes a total of 12 bludgeoning damage and is pinned underneath the stone. Actually, 2 of the Yankees also need to take a dexterity saving throw. The first one saves, as does the second one. As the mist begins to clear, you now see before you this ethereal boar, the size of an elephant, with tusks as long as swords and a hide that crackles with electricity. This primal spirit stands on its hind legs as its front hooves come down on the earth, making a thunderous boom as sparks of lightning wisp off its tusks. You see before you what you can safely assume is Gorthoc, the thunder boar. Al looks like he's about to cry.
It's gonna be over. This is as far as we get.
It's now over to Fabian.
I don't even know what to do. Are we running for our lives here? We are spent. We don't have anything to do this.
You got some fireballs, although Shrew is currently pinned underneath
Yeah.
a standing stone.
And only 2 HP left. Fabian, almost in shock, is nominally going to drop his Dragon Slayer sword and is going to take out his bow slaying sword.
Where did he find that again?
If only. He's going to take out his bow, pick an arrow, one of the 4 remaining arrows,
Yep.
and try and hit the anchorite.
Okay, roll to hit.
That's 11.
That misses.
He's going to take his second attack, do the same. A 4 plus 4, 8 to hit.
That misses. Fabian's down to his last 2 arrows.
He has no cover, right?
Not anymore. Is he doing anything with his bonus?
No, he's not even going to move. He's just going to kind of stay there in shock.
It's over to the orc standing above Fenna. Gonna try and strike her with his great axe. Fenna, who's lying prone. That's a 5 and a 3. He's missed even with advantage, as Fenna manages to just roll out of the way of the attack. It's over to Fenna, who's lying prone at this orc's feet.
Fenna's going to stand up for one. Does she have sights of the anchorite from here?
She can just about see him through this hulking beast.
She's going to try and hit it with a guiding bolt as a level 2. Is that the last level 2 she has?
Yep, that is.
She's going to try and kill him off. 20 to hit.
20 hits.
That's a total of 20 damage.
20.
20 on the anchorite.
How's Fenna doing this?
Almost numb, almost in disbelief. Again, scared, almost stiff. As she stands up, she's not going to break her sight of the anchorite, trying to ignore everything else around her. And as she wipes a tear running down her face, fearing for her life, either because it's taken by this apparition now, an orc, or indeed by the curse of the were-rats, she lets off her guiding bolt in hopes that at least it finds its target and destroys it.
The spell hits Flux. You see him start to glow with this radiant magic. His eyes roll into the back of his head, starts foaming at the mouth, starts shaking and trembling, falls to his knees. His body starts contorting in a spasm, and then he just lies there motionless.
Does the bow disappear by any chance?
The bow is still there.
Damn it.
As Flux draws his last breath, the yank eggs start to disappear back into the ground.
Oh, good. Your master's defeated, and you run away.
So to the centaurs, who seem a little in shock at this great beast that's appeared before them. Xanth is rushing up to him, and seeing that he's pushed on, the other 2 centaurs are going to do the same. So each of these centaurs are going to take 2 slashes with their glaives. The first one hits with both attacks. This is Xanth. 1 and 10. Half down. Takes a total of 7 damage on Gorthoc. The next centaur also hits with both attacks, for a total of 6 damage. And the third and final centaur. Another natural 1 and a 3. He's missed with both his attacks. It's now over to Falcon, who joins the fray. Falcon rolls double 18s. He hits with both, for a total of 8 slashing damage. After that third attack landing on him, Gorthoc starting to look a bit pissed.
That's not good, don't piss. The big pig. You call me pig?
And finally, Sister Garaelle has managed to break the bonds on her
Oh, she's alive.
and pull the gag from her mouth. It looks like you could use a little assistance. As she drags herself up. Let me repeat the favor.
Oui, oui, madame.
Gorthoc stands on his hind legs and targets the weaker looking of the centaurs. That hits.
Let's see what this bow is made of.
That's 11 slashing damage. Plus 4 lightning damage as these sparks come off its hooves.
He's made of thunder and lightning and all things frightening. We're fucked.
This centaur crumples in front of him.
Ah, my first horse down. Betsy! Getting flashbacks.
He now turns his attention to the other centaur, which looks quite hurt as well.
No. No one dies. No one dies in this fight.
And this time he's using his tusks. And that's a big hit.
Damn it, how many moves does he have, this guy?
That's 11 damage plus 7 thunder damage.
18 damage.
Total of 18 damage.
Oh, we're done. It's like 30 something damage on one go.
This centaur's still standing, but he's coughing up blood.
Retreat, centaurs.
And his glaive is hanging loosely by his side. It's over to Shrew, who's pinned currently by the standing stone.
Can I push it? I doubt it very much. Like, I can't stand up, I'm pinned. I'm literally pinned.
You're gonna have to give me an acrobatics or athletics check to try and get out from under it.
It's not gonna happen, is it? I can't cast anything, I can't move. I'm like totally pinned from the neck down kind of thing.
Even your head, you're feeling the weight of the stone pressuring your head. You're completely buried.
So it's gonna be acrobatics. 14 to get the hell out of that.
You manage to free an arm and leg. You get the sensation that a little more wriggling would have got you out.
Can I use my arm for anything? Well, that was my action, really, right?
Yeah, that was your action.
Okay, so there, I'm there. I'm squashed. I have half a mind of just staying there and let this fight boil over.
So it's a Fabian.
Fabian is gonna chug down as quick as he can using a bonus, a potion of healing.
Okay, so that's 2d4 plus 2.
That's 6 healing. Pitiful. When this guy is doing like 30 something damage a turn. But we'll take it. And he's going to make his way to the orc that is bothering Fenna. He's going to try and kill that one off.
Picking the sword up along the way, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, roll to attack then.
Almost a crit. 18 plus 7.
Yeah, that hits.
That's a total of 12 damage.
It's the first damage this orc has taken.
And he's going to try and hit him again. 16 to hit.
That hits.
Total of 10 damage.
With those two attacks, the first one slicing across his back, the second one ploughing his sword through his back and out through his chest as he crumples onto the floor, a bloody mess. And then there was one.
Yeah, one against the bow.
It's over to Fenna.
Fenna is going to move away and get closer to Sister Garaelle as she's seeing her stand up.
Okay, is she doing anything once she's there?
She's going to cast Cure Wounds on Sister Garaelle.
Okay.
That's 2d8 plus my modifier for a total of 9 healing.
Is Fenna doing anything else?
Does she have any movement left?
She's got 10 feet of movement left.
Can she go down the slope a bit so that she's out of reach of any possible attacks?
That she can. She can move 10 feet down.
She's going to do that. She's starting to fear for her life a bit.
It's over to Xanth and the other centaur that's remaining. Xanth is going to take his 2 attacks, both of which hit. Oh, that's a good roll. That's another good roll. That's 27 total damage, halved. It's over to the last remaining centaur. Oh dear, both of his attacks have missed. Seeing his friend, Xanth, land both blows, Falcon's feeling inspired. Oh, Falcon. It's a nat 20.
Come on, Falcon.
And a 3.
Oh.
So he's missed with his second attack.
Well, we'll take the 20. Or we won't.
Oh dear. That's a 1 on the damage.
Damn it.
It's a total of 5 damage, half down to 2.
Wow, what a crit.
It's over to Sister Garaelle. You see her start waving her hands around. She starts chanting something in Elvish. You see these 3 rays of fire form at her hands. She starts to hurl them towards Gorthoc. All 3 of which find their target. for a total of 20 fire damage. It's over to Gorthoc. He turns his attention to that wounded centaur. He's going to make an attack first with his lightning tusks. It's a natural 19.
Oh, bye-bye.
That's 16 slashing damage and an additional 10 lightning damage. That centaur crumples at his feet as well. He now turns his attention to Xanth, standing on his hind legs and striking him with his hooves. That also hits. That's 12 bludgeoning damage and an additional 8 thunder damage as this thunderous roar breaks through the silence of the night. It's now over to Shrew.
I imagine I need to take my action to get out, or with a free hand can I do something?
There's not much you can do because you can't see anything. You're still half buried. You've got one arm and one leg out.
Okay, I'll try and get out then.
Okay, give me an athletics or acrobatics check then.
Acrobatics 21.
This time you manage to pull yourself free from the rubble. You're now lying on the floor, next to these remains of the standing stone.
Okay, as a bonus action, I want to reach for my pouch as I yank it out from under the rock, and I want to drink my last remaining potion of greater healing.
Okay, roll for HP then.
That's a total of 12 healing for me.
Is Shrew using any of his movement?
Yeah, to stand up, and I'm gonna stay there.
Then it's over to Murkob, who's lying prone at this thunderboar's feet.
Murkob is going to stand up. As a bonus, he's gonna drink the potion of healing I gave him.
That's 2d4 plus 2 then.
That's a total of 9 healing for Murkob.
Murkob's almost back to full health.
And he's gonna stand off against this boar. Murkob is no coward. He's gonna hit him with his great axe.
Alright, roll to attack.
16 to hit.
That hits.
Total of 9 damage.
Gorthoc turns his head to look at this orc in front of him. He snorts. You see that he starts to flicker in and out of existence.
Gorthoc is flickering.
Yeah.
What the heck?
So it's a Fabian.
Fabian, seeing that Gorthoc is seemingly faltering, is gonna charge at him with his raised dragon-slaying sword. 9 to hit.
That does not hit.
He goes again. 25 this time.
That does hit.
For a total of 10 damage.
How does Fabian want to do this?
Really?
Yeah. He's got a magic sword. Doesn't get halved.
Right. So slightly frustrated by his first miss, and a bit at wit's end, thinking that this might indeed be the end of Shrew's shrubberies and all the friends here amassed around this stone circle, he takes a step back, leaps up with his sword thrusting forwards, and buries it beneath the chin, perforating his tongue. And with the momentum as he drops back down to the ground, he wants to slice half his mouth open.
As he does this, his sword passes through the ethereal body of this huge thunderball. You see it flicker faster and faster as it lets out this thunderous roar and then disappears into the night sky.
You hear cheers sound all around this stone circle, perhaps even reaching to the far reaches of the Neverwinter woods.
And on that note, we're going to call it a session.
Damn. No.
The thunderball has been defeated.
That's a big weight off my shoulders right there.
It would appear that true shrubberies have succeeded in seeing off the thunderball, the threat of the anchorites, and in rescuing Sister Garaelle, and potentially finding a cure to that lycanthropy. If you want to find out more, you're going to have to tune in next week to see what awaits true shrubberies upon their victory.
And remember to visit www.i2td.com. That's our website where you'll find links to everything. There, amongst all the other links, you'll find our Buy Me a Coffee link, where you can become a member to one of our levels, where you can catch our bonus episodes Into the Studio that airs the day after this episode releases, where we go over this episode itself, anything that we might have been thinking, what we did wrong, what we did right, anything that is left unexplained, we go over it there. So if you're interested in that extra bonus content, make sure to sign up. It would help us tremendously.
Yeah, and whilst you're there, if you're so kind to visit that site, and you don't fancy signing up to one of those tiers, you can buy us a potion. I think Shrew's burned through pretty much all the ones he has already.
Yeah, I just have one left. I burned through pretty much everything in this fight, the scroll of prayer of healing, almost all the potions, and also my necklace. It's down to 2 beads now.
Ooh. But yeah, you can buy us a potion, or you can purchase, by a one-off donation, a special item to help Shrew Shrubberies on his quest, and take the opportunity to be a part of the story we tell, and influence the adventure. And if you can't donate, you can certainly help us by liking this episode, leaving a rating, or by sharing and subscribing.
That's right, everything helps.
And this brings us on to Twitter Twatter.
Where you tweet, we twat. That's gotta be the dumbest name for a section we have come up with.
Who came up with that one?
Me. But it was in passing, and you consolidated it.
We're like Shrew Shrubberies.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, today we took a slightly different approach with Twitter Twatter. Instead of asking you to ask us a question, we asked a question for you to answer.
Yeah, we figured no one gives a shit about what we... you know? So
yeah, we asked, when creating a D&D character, which aspects do you prioritize the most? Backstory and personality, abilities and combat effectiveness, role-playing potential, alignment and moral compass. We've got a reply from Germs.
Good old Germs.
Who says all of the above, but I'd say backstory and personality are what I tend to think the most, followed by abilities and combat effectiveness. Although having a strong character is cool in fights, a badly thought out character story can make the RP very boring at times.
Yeah, gotta agree there. Thing is, some of those options are kind of not similar, but if you're talking about RP and then character and personalities, they kind of go hand in hand. It's different things, but you need, like Paradox says, a good character with good personality. Well, not good necessarily in the sense of the word good, but you know, like something deep to then allow you to roleplay even better.
Yeah, I find myself agreeing. In fact, all the characters I've played when I'm not behind the screen have always been completely focused on the role-playing element, often to the detriment, perhaps, of the party, where you look at the spells or the abilities available, and I've gone more for flavour and flair than impact on the battlefield. But as we've said before, we tend to enjoy the role-playing element more than the fighting, even though this is now I believe the 3rd fighting episode in a row.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I mean, stats and fighting, obviously, that's important. What's good about a cool backstory if your character dies in the first fight, you know? But I mean, yeah, again, it all depends.
I guess it depends on the sort of game you're playing. There's some tables that like to min-max and they're more focused on the fighting side of the game. But here at I2TD, I like to dabble more in the role-playing.
Yeah, you like that roleplay, you dirty boy.
Not just on the battlefield. And that brings us to the end of the episode club, where we give you a password and you use it in a witty comment online so that we know that you've had the Constitution saving throws to make it this far. What's today's password, Alan?
Today's password is hairy shit.
Ooh, nice little play on words. We've got a famous saying here, which is heavy shit.
Yeah, heavy shit when something heavy goes down.
And yeah, it's a nice play on the words, or rather, a nice play on the events of today, where things got a little hairy.
Yeah.
And where one of the anchorites got his gauntlet stuck in his hair.
Yeah, fluxed it up.
Yeah, he certainly did. He fluxed it up. Well, anyway, that brings us to the end of today's episode. We hope you enjoyed that as much as we did. We hope to see you next week as we delve into the dungeon. When I get that feeling, I got prayer of healing.
Yeah.
The blood starts hitting and spilling all over this altar. And again, you hear this almighty boom.
And you see Will Smith. Boom, 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 shake the room.
I'm going to have to bring Red Boy out of punishment.
One day I'm going to find Red Boy. And I'm going to kidnap him. And I'm going to throw him in the sea.
Might be like the film, was it? Not The Shining. Oh, damn it. What's that film called? The one where he keeps throwing the ball into the lake. Or rather, he keeps throwing the ball out of the house and the ball keeps dropping down the attic stairs. And then one day he drives off in his car. Changeling, I think it is. And then he throws the ball into the lake. And then one day he's sat there playing the piano and you just hear boom, boom,
Wow.
boom. And this ball rolls down
Really?
and it's soaking wet.
Damn it. You're scaring me.
Yeah, it's a pretty scary film. That would be hilarious because I've actually got 2 of those red dice. So I would...
Yeah, I take it back.
I would psych you out with that one.
I take it back. I won't throw him to the sea.
So now over to the centaurs, starting with that one that's looking rather worse for wear. He's going to use his 2 attacks. Oh, and he seems rather shaken as both of them miss.
Yes. That's Damn. She's sweating profusely. Similar to us.
Yeah.
Beats you to it.
I think there's a puddle forming under my chair.
Okay, as a bonus action, I want to reach for my pouch as I yank it out from under the...
What are you yanking out?